welcome to another video. It is me, Desiree, and I join you here with no mascara on because I was in the middle of doing my makeup and I was getting so annoyed. So annoyed with the products I have on. You'll see why. And I want to wash this off and I can't be bothered to wash off mascara too. But I went on a decluttering spree. The only way I can describe it is calling it a rampage. I'm like on a decluttering rampage. And it's so fun. I'm going through all of my stuff, touching everything, holding it, reminiscing, swatching, just having a lot of fun with it. And I've been taking it to work and putting it in this big old bin and they're loving it. A lot of the pharmacy girls like every day are coming in going, look, I'm wearing the makeup you got me. It's so much fun. So it's really encouraging to let go of more stuff that I'm really not using, stuff I didn't like, but I didn't declutter it because I didn't know what to do with it. And I'm almost done, but this morning I went and did like one more quick sweep through and I found a whole other bin of stuff that I was either keeping because I liked it at one time, I liked the packaging, or just for whatever reason I wanted to hold on to it. But I thought today I would go through it and put some of it on my face and do like a little makeup on the chopping block type of thing. And I was getting really mad just at the way it was looking, the way it's sitting, the colors I chose. So let's go through here. I'm going to show you everything I'm letting go of. Some stuff on the chopping block, but after having tried it today, I'm like, that's it. There's no chopping block. It's gone. So there are two face sprays in here. The Catrice Illuminating Prime and Fine Dewy Glow Fixing Spray. This one I only used a little bit because the sprayer is not very good. I mean, one of the worst things, the worst offenses a setting spray can do is have an awful sprayer, and I don't like this one at all, so I'm letting that one go. And I do end up pouring a lot of my setting sprays into bottles that I do really like these little Wet n Wild ones, but I don't care to do that with every single one, and that one's full, and I have a few more to use that I do like more, so I'm just gonna let that one go, and it's pretty full. This one. Okay, I showed this in my Palm Springs beauty haul. This is from Kokie and it's the Mystics Matte Setting Mist. And in that video, I couldn't get this to spray. It was not working. I was pressing it forever. I was shaking it. I was twisting it. And it finally started spraying, but in one spray. Like not a nice mist, not even a mist at all. Oh my God, of course it sprayed in a mist that time. But I sprayed this earlier and it was one long squirt and it hit one of my plants. And then I was trying to use it just now on my face and the spray, although it looked nice just now, it kind of just sprays really gross and just really direct. And then the spray itself has so much perfume in it. Goodbye. This is kind of a weird one to put in here because these were actually one of my 2022 makeup favorites, like one of my favorite things of the year. I did a separate video on each of these palettes. I swatched the whole thing, did a look, and I used the heck out of them. They're from Profusion, and this is the Harvest palette, and this is the Ethereal palette. So the reason this is kind of a weird one is because I used to love these, but now they don't really work anymore. Like they have just aged so poorly. And this does have a 24-month shelf life, but for some reason, these have just like become unusable for me. And I don't know why that is. All of the cream shadows or putty shadows that were in here are dry as a bone now. Like look at that one there. It just kept like falling out, just drying up and falling out of the pan. And the rest of the putty ones in both palettes are unusable. But more than that, the powder shadows, the mattes, I don't know what happened to these. They have like no pigmentation. They don't blend anymore. They don't work that well. It's so weird. I don't know why that is. They just kind of stopped working. It's really frustrating because these were such beautiful palettes. And I used both of these not long ago just to try them out again and, you know, use them again. And they don't work. They don't work. So I wanted to put these in the declutter, but I don't really want to give these to anybody because they're not very good anymore, which is kind of weird. But I don't know, let me know what you think I should do with those because I don't want them anymore. They don't work, they're unusable, but I also don't want to give an unusable palette that I don't like to somebody. Another palette that's in here is this Marc Jacobs Terrific palette. I honestly completely forgot I had this. I didn't even know about it until this morning. I was going through my little makeup area there and I was like, what the heck is that doing in there? I completely forgot about it. It's really cute. It's got this cute little cherry emblem on the front and the palette itself is kind of nice. I didn't really like these shades here, and then this like maroon kind of cherry shimmer color. I have never used one color like that from any brand that's actually worked. That, I know people always say blue, purples, colors like that, pastels are kind of hard for people to formulate. I think this color right here in a shimmer formula is really difficult for any brand to get right. I've tried them from all kinds of different brands, and I don't think I've ever tried one that really worked that well, if at all. It just kind of doesn't work. They don't go on really nicely. They don't have good pigmentation. They don't stick to the lid. I put on a couple of these shades today, and I was really annoyed. And then I tried out this one up here. It's like a, I don't know, like a white clear glitter topper color, and it's all over my face. It's very annoying. I'm gonna clean this one up, but I'm gonna declutter that one. This bronzer, this is a little sad one. This could have been in my my video I did the other day called Makeup Saying Goodbye to Holy Grails. This is the Rimmel Natural Bronzer in the shade Sunlight. So the reason I'm letting go of this is actually not because of the packaging. I actually kind of like this packaging. I don't know why, I find it kind of endearing in a weird way. Anyway, the actual powder in here, this is another one of like those profusion powders. It just stops working. This is not the first one of these I've had that this has happened to either. So I'll have it for maybe 6 months and I'll go to use it and it will just have no pigmentation. To get the bronzer on today, I had to just like go in there forever to get it to show up on my skin. So I don't know why that is. I do really like this and I have liked it a lot in the past, but this is one of those holy grails that I'm like, gotta say goodbye. I have other bronzers I like a lot more that work better, and I don't know why that is. It just kind of stops working and the pigmentation just like goes away. So that's one I'm letting go of too. A couple of Charlotte Tilbury items. This is the Hollywood Superstar Glow Highlighter, the ultimate face and body highlighter for soft focus glow. I guess I could have read that. Anyway, I put this on today and I was so annoyed with it. There are some highlighters I want to like so badly, and this is one of them, and I just don't like it. Like, I've been trying so hard with this over the last couple of years, like 3 years that I've had this. It just doesn't work for me. The color is not right. Although it looks fine from there, I don't like the way it sits on my face. Like, I can see it on my face. And obviously I'm not trying to make my makeup look like I don't have it on, but this, it's on top of my skin. It looks really bad. The color doesn't work for me. This isn't good. I don't really like it, and I am going to declutter that. Another Charlotte Tilbury item that I wish I liked, and I've just kind of realized this brand is just not for me. There are a couple of products I still really want to try, like the setting spray, but this brand is just not for me. No, I have one of their all-in-one face palettes that I do really like, but that's kind of it. But this is the Nudegasm face palette for a runway ready bronze sculpt and glow. And I have had the Hollywood Film Star Bronze and Glow little duo or whatever it's called, and I didn't like it. So I don't know why I thought I would like this whole palette of that same stuff. But I bought this because Emily Noel bought it, and she looked like a freaking supermodel when she put this on. And I think she did like a whole Charlotte Tilbury inspired like look, and it was so beautiful, and I thought, oh my god, I have to have that palette. So I bought it. I don't like it at all. These two colors down here are super duper cool toned, which I very rarely use cool toned colors like that on my face, but I guess these are more for like sculpting and stuff, which I don't really do. So I knew I wasn't gonna like those, but I bought it anyway. The Nudegasm blush part does not show up on my skin, and this highlighter is just not a tone that I like on me. So as much as I tried with this palette, it's just not for me, and I have to be okay with it. So letting it go. Okay, well, my hair was sitting so flat on my head. All right, next thing, another highlighter actually. This is from Dior. This is the Dior Forever Couture Luminizer in the shade Nude Glow. And this is kind of an interesting one that I'm putting in here because this is one of those products, again, that I'm trying to make myself like, although I know the color is not right for my skin tone. And I think sometimes you can kind of like make stuff work, or with a certain kind of look it looks fine, but this one just isn't for me, and I wish so badly that it was. And I did a whole video on this where I reviewed this and then compared it to a lot of other highlighters in my collection. And although I have tried really hard to like this, the color is just too dark. So it looks good like this when it's hitting the light just right, but you're not going to be in perfect lighting all day long, and most of the time you're not going to be in you know, with the light shining on your face. So this is the color I see on my face most of the day, just like dark brown, and it doesn't work for me, so I have to let this go. I really wish I had picked a different color, but this is the one that looked the best online when I was looking at swatches, and it doesn't work for me. This is the ColourPop Super Shock Bronzer in the shade Get Sandy. This is another product that I knew better. I knew better than to buy this, because the Super Shock stuff, if you're not going to use it all the time, it does dry up fairly quickly for what it is. So you do have to kind of buy it and then use the heck out of it. The blushes I think have a pretty long shelf life, and some of the eyeshadows do, but this one I didn't get a lot of life out of, and I didn't get a lot of use out of it either, because the bronzer was so soft and light that like I was in here with my brush, and then the brush is too big for this. I feel like I had to like really try to get it on the brush. But then the bronzer is just kind of but it's that putty texture. It doesn't really pick up that nicely on a brush. I never could really get a lot of use out of it. And then I ended up trying it with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Stipple brush, because I thought, well, that fits perfectly. And I love using this for the NARS Laguna bronzer, the cream one. But this was already dry. It doesn't really work. It doesn't pick up on a brush at all. And it was definitely a waste of money. I have two foundations in here. One that I'm kind of ashamed to say I forgot about. It's not this one, but this is the one I put on today. It's the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I have this in the shade Light 4. And this is a foundation that I have tried really, really, really hard to like. And although I like the texture of it, it's very, very runny and very serum-y. Like if I were to, like, if you pump this into your fingertips, it's gonna immediately run through your fingers. It's super watery, but it makes for a really nice look on the skin. But the reason I don't like this is because it's not the right shade for me. I got the shade Light 4 and it's just a hair too light. Like I think shade 5 probably would have been perfect. Although today I think it looks fine. So I might keep it and kind of see how it works. Maybe I'll shop my stash for this for May. But the reason I think this worked today is because of the concealer that I put on was a little darker, and I think they mixed together to try to get me like a pretty good shade match, I guess. This is very, very, very expensive for what it is, and I think if you want to try something like this that I think is so similar, it's crazy, is the Ordinary Serum Foundation. It's just as runny, just as watery, just as serum-y. Works exactly the same, and whenever I would use this, I actually would mix that one into this to get a good shade match. So I guess I'm gonna hold on to this for the month and see, but most of the time I've put this on, I feel like it's too light, but maybe I'll hang on to it and just kind of see. So this is the concealer that I did put on today, and this one I think I'm just gonna let go. It's the Believe Beauty You're Covered Liquid Concealer, and although I really, really like the concealer a lot, the packaging is very faulty. So first off, the security sticker is all gummy and gross on there, and I can't get it off, maybe with some Goo Gone or something. But the packaging, the applicator wand just fell right off, and I have seen other people say this has happened as well. Most notably, I guess, Emily Noel. She said she's tried 2 of these with the applicator falling right off. So now it's just a stick. So although you can get this stick and put it on your face, it's a hard plastic broken stick. So what I did today, which worked out quite well, where is it? I got this little tool here. This is one of those Ulta Beauty little spatulas, and I stuck it in there and I got the concealer out and then used this to wipe it all over my face. And it worked just fine like that, but I don't really want to have to get that all covered with concealer, because then I had to have it sitting here, just like on this piece of paper, like sitting here, because this is now full of concealer. So I just think it's going to be too messy to constantly be doing that, and then for it to have this like gross packaging, I'm just going to let it go. Although it's a really, really, really good concealer for such a great price, it doesn't work. It doesn't work, and I don't like having to make it work, you know? A couple of blushes I have in here. I have the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush in the shade Pretty Peach, and this is very, very new to Essence. I think it's probably one of their newest products, and I was crazy about finding this. I just loved the way that they looked online, and I thought, dang, this is gonna be the drugstore's answer or version of a Laura Geller Baked Blush, but it's not. I find this to be just kind of underwhelming, lackluster, boring. every time I put this on, I'm like, I guess there's blush on my face. Like I don't feel excited to use it, which is, I want to like everything I use and feel excited to use it. And I just don't feel that way about this. This is the one I did put on today, the Laura Geller Baked Gelato Vivid Swirl Blush in the shade Rose Water. And this is one I have been keeping just for the packaging because look how cute. I love clear packaging and look at that design on that blush. It's so pretty. But this took forever to build up. I had to just like dab in here forever. Nothing was showing up on the brush and then putting it on forever and ever. And although it's a nice, pretty pink color, again, I don't want to have to make something work like that. So I'm gonna let this go. Although it's so cute and I've always kept it for the packaging, I don't like how much I have to build it up. And there's another one. I was like, I know I had another one in here. This is the Wander Beauty Double Date Lip and Cheek Blush, and I guess it's like a lip balm. I've had this for a really long time as well, and I love the packaging, and I feel like that's why I've kept it for so long. It's like this clear but light pink lucite. It's just so cute. And on the top, you get a cream blush, and on the bottom, you get a, I guess, lip balm and a little mirror. And this is super loose. I feel like the bottom is gonna break off at any moment. And the bottom also doesn't really close, just the top part does. So I was gonna use this today, but I ended up using the Laura Geller one, which, and I wanna let go of this, but I also wanna keep it for the packaging. But I never use this bottom part. I think it's kind of just there to be there, and it's gonna break off. But I guess if this did break off, I could just keep this piece for that cream blush, right? I don't know. I'm gonna put this maybe in the May Shop My Stash and see if I get some use out of it, because I do like that cream blush, but I don't want to keep it. And then the other blush I have in here is Tres Luce Beauty Ready to Bounce Cream Blush in the shade Date Night. I'm sure I got this in an Ipsy bag. It just looks like an Ipsy sample. This is a brand that I think sells at Ulta, if I'm not mistaken. And this is like a putty blush, but look how cute that color is. Just a really nice coral blush. So I do want to use this. I think I'm going to keep this for May also, and just kind of see if I get some use out of it. Oh, the other foundation I forgot to mention, the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Cream. I forgot I had this. And I have here the shade Fair Light, and I don't remember why. Did this oxidize on me? Like there's some reason that I remember using this a couple times and it didn't work, but I want to say it turned very, very pink throughout the day, and I think that's what it was. Because I remember having this on, driving to work, looking in the mirror and feeling very obviously that my head was like floating on my neck. Like my head was pink and my neck was a bronzer color, and I feel like it just got worse throughout the day. Like it was very, very pink. So I think I'm gonna try this out a few times on the weekend, like when I'm not going to work, and see how it works. Maybe it was a fluke that day, who knows, maybe it was the lighting. So I'm gonna hang on to this and see, but I don't know, we'll see. But let me know if you have that same experience with that, because it was really weird. I have two brow creams in here, the Morphe brow cream in the shade Chocolate Mousse, and then the e.l.f. brow cream in the shade Medium Brown. And the Morphe one was one of my favorites for a long time. I used it a lot, and I tried to use it today, and it is dry as a bone, so I'm gonna let that go. And then I did use the e.l.f. brow cream today, and I was putting it on, and I was just, this is when I started getting super annoyed, like another product that's not working. It's just too creamy, too dark, and too easy to just go crazy with it. So this just doesn't work for me, and I'm gonna let it go. Oh, I guess I could talk about this. The NYX First Base Primer Spray, I threw this in there too, more to be like a shop your stash kind of thing, because this is like a primer water, and I did like it today, so I'm gonna hang on to that. I have a full-size mascara from Benefit, the Roller Lash. This is unopened. I have one of these that's sealed, so this one I'm just gonna let go of. I have one already that I'm using. Why did I say sealed? This one is unused. The one I have I'm using, okay. I have a full-size Benefit mascara here, unused. Gonna let it go. I haven't used it. I have a bunch of lip glosses here that I haven't even opened, and I'm going to let all of these go because I kept them because they were limited edition shades and I wanted to have them all and blah, blah, blah. But I have so many other ones there, probably there's probably 15 of them still there that I do like and do use. And these ones, someone else could easily get some use out of these. I have a few from Fenty. I have the Fenty Gloss Bombs in the shade Ruby Milk, Hot Chocolate, and Cake Shake. These were colors I think they came in one of their holiday sets that I just haven't even opened or used. So I'm gonna let those go. I have a Harry Potter Platform 9 3/4 gloss from the Ulta collection. A Laura Geller gloss in the shade Finish Line. That one I'm gonna let go. The number 7 lip glaze in the shade Heavenly, and I also have a NARS gloss in the shade Orgasm. Again, just never got any use out of it. I have a concealer. Oh no, this other Fenty one. This is one of those ones I bought because it was cute, and it's like a clip. I guess you're supposed to clip it onto your pants and then just at a moment's notice put some gloss on. And I swatched this one time and used it once, and it's a lot more of a solid formula than the actual gloss. Obviously, because it's in a thing like this, you wouldn't want it to be that same loose gloss formula. So this one definitely feels more like a balm than a gloss, more like a glossy, stiff balm. Never really used it. I honestly swatched it and used it once. This is the Trader Joe's Marshmallow Moisturizing Lip Balm. Never used it. This is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. This is unused, and the reason I'm letting go of this one is because I already have a full-size one that has been used, and this one is unopened, so I don't need to keep another mini, and I think someone might really like that. And I'm gonna let go of the Glossier Stretch Concealer in the shade G11. I did put this on my under eyes today, and I guess it's okay, but the shade for this one, again, is just not for me. Under the eyes, I guess it looked okay because it's lighter than my skin tone, but this color is another one that I just have to realize it doesn't work for my skin. And although I like Glossier and I like this concealer, this doesn't work for me. It always just looks too light every time I put it on, and I always just don't love my makeup when I wear this, so I'm just gonna let that go. This was a Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick in the shade Golden Pink. This one I just have a duplicate of, so I'm gonna let that go. And then I put this in here as more of a Shop My Stash thing, and I did put this on my lash line today. The KVD, what is it called anyway? Ultra Versatile Face Pigment Stick in the shade Bubblegum. I have 3 of these. This is the bright pink one. And I have an electric orange one of these that I love so much, but I wore it on my waterline one time and I looked like a demon. I looked so scary and I couldn't get it off because they're super long wearing. Like, I was trying to wipe it with a Q-tip, it wouldn't come off. So I did put this on my lash line today, and although I like it, I don't love it with the rest of my makeup. And I think maybe if I had mascara on it would look better, but I don't want to be bothered to wash off mascara. This is the Luminée Invisible Instant Luminizer. This is one I went through in my cream makeup collection video, and I do want to use this. I think I'm going to put this in my Shop My Stash for May and see if I can get some use out of it, because it's really pretty. I just kind of forgot about it. So the things I'm going to end up keeping and using: the Pat McGrath foundation, the IT Cosmetics foundation, the NYX primer spray, the Tres Luce blush, the Wander blush, the luminizer from Luminée, and I think everything else I'm letting go of. I'll keep that. So what I'm letting go of, oh, this, I'm gonna throw this out actually, the Tarte CC Under Eye Corrector. This is their new formulation. This doesn't age well. I haven't even had this for a year, and it's not usable now. It's hard. You have to really work at it to get it creamy, and it has all these like weird bumps in it now. Yeah, I don't like it. I still have one of the old ones that I'm going to use, but this new one has not held up well at all. And I think everything else I did show you that I was decluttering. So that's that. That's my last declutter. Some stuff I am going to hang on to and kind of use next month, and we'll see how it goes. These things I think I might end up keeping, because I feel like I'm going to end up liking them as I use them more, but everything else I am just going to let go. Some of them I'm going to put on Poshmark, like the Marc Jacobs thing, the Charlotte Tilbury stuff, and then the Dior highlighter. I'm going to put those on Poshmark. Everything else I'm just going to take to work and see if anybody wants them, and let someone else get some use out of them. So that is it. I'm going to go wash off this makeup that I feel so uncomfortable in. I just don't like the way it looks. This highlighter is sitting on top of my skin so awful. that Marc Jacobs eyeshadow is all over my face. It's all sparkly everywhere. So I'm gonna go wash this off, put on some new makeup, and thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think. What do you think of these products? I would love to hear from you in the comment section. But that is it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. And I will see you later in another video. Goodbye.